So, how did one of the most successful and biggest franchises of all time turn into a woke disaster that nobody cares about? I'm not an expert, but I'm going to do my best and let you know that there is still hope if you love this franchise. But before we get into it, if you want to help out the channel, maybe consider subscribing or becoming a patron so I can keep making videos like this one. So, the franchise I'm talking about, which was the absolute monolith of badass in the 80s that every kid and adult could probably get into, is of course the Transformers. I know what you're thinking, Transformers, isn't that some cartoon and toy for kids? And although you're slightly correct, Transformers is much more than that. And even the thing that you're talking about, which is the G1 cartoon from the 80s, is still absolutely awesome.
You're old, Megatron. Yesterday's model, ready for the scrap heap.
We'll see who's ready for the scrap heap.
Junk! That's what you are, junk!
I don't care if it's for kids, it also gave us a movie that most definitely was not for kids, with many beloved Autobots just getting slayed on screen. And you should check out that movie because it's one of the best animated movies ever made, proving that Transformers isn't just for kids. But I can make a full series talking about how good the franchise once was, but unfortunately I have to start off with this video where I talk about how it felt. Now there's almost too much to unpack here because there isn't just one answer, but as I said, I'm not an expert on Transformers or anything. I haven't consumed every piece of media got to do with it, but I'll do my best to try to tell you how this franchise turned into a woke piece of trash. So I suppose we can start off with the Michael Bay movies, which didn't directly become woke or anything, but at the same time got rid of all the quality and lore got to do with Transformers. And this is straight from the very first Michael Bay Transformers movie. Yeah, I know that people love these things. My main problem with the Michael Bay movies is my same problem I have with modern Godzilla movies. It's the fact that they focus way too much on humans than they do the actual Autobots. Nobody cares what the humans think. There's an intergalactic war going on with Optimus Prime versus Megatron. Who wants to see Shia LaBeouf running around and screaming Optimus? Optimus! You literally have Peter Cullen, the legendary voice actor of Optimus Prime, in the role, yet Megan Fox is on screen more than Optimus Prime, which I'm not exactly complaining, but at the same time, where the hell are the Transformers? And not only that, they just kept on dumbing down the lore and making it seem stupid. To be put simply, the Transformers is a product of the 80s. It's something that couldn't be replicated in the 2000s. You need that 80s retro neon aesthetic that the original show had. There needs to be heavy metal and glam metal blasting as Optimus Prime mows down scumbags. It needs to basically be like Star Trek or one of those really far out sci-fi shows where the entire thing is in space. And if it's on Earth, it shouldn't look like a modern day city. Just watch the G1 cartoon and movie. So I could do an entire deep dive ripping apart these movies, but the Michael Bay movies just suck. If you like them, it's just nostalgia or the fact that you're a normie that doesn't know anything about Transformers. But after you see what came next, the Michael Bay movies actually seem good in comparison. So now onto the comics of Transformers. We originally had the Marvel Transformers comics, which are really damn hard to find, and it kind of inspired me to make this video, that just like G.I. Joe, we're going to be getting an ultimate compendium / omnibus of the original Marvel run. Now I don't know if anybody watching this is old enough to have read them originally. If you did, let me know if they're even worth reading, because a Transformers comic from the 80s sounds like one of the coolest things ever made. And because of how big Transformers really was, it didn't just have that one Marvel comic, it also had a manga somehow, which if you're watching this and if you've read it, do let me know if it's good. But then in the 2000s, IDW, just like they did with G.I. Joe and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, took on the challenge of rebooting Transformers. Now I haven't read too much of this, but from what I've seen, it does look really good, mainly because of the fact that it focuses on the badass backstory of Optimus Prime and the Autobots. Transformers isn't the universe that takes place directly on Earth. Most of it should be on Cybertron. Barely anybody knows about the backstory of Orion Pax, who then turned into Optimus Prime, getting revenge on Megatron for all these years. And if you do know about it, you probably know about it from the absolute piece of garbage that was Transformers 1.
The one I'm floating right now is Badassatron, which is actually pronounced
Badassatron.
Badassatron.
There's no excuses. Transformers 1 sucks. Megatron is not black. Optimus Prime is not Chris Hemsworth. It sounds a little bit redundant, but Bumblebee is not black either. There's literally always been a black Autobot. And yeah, they're Autobots. They don't really have a race. But Jazz was always the black guy of the Autobots. And you're so lazy that you can't even put him in your movie. You have to go in and change already existing characters. And all that stuff aside, the movie just plain sucked. An animated movie of Orion Pax and Megatron back on Cybertron should have been amazing, but instead we got a made-for-kids Marvel humor piece of woke trash. The Transformers universe is serious. There's no room for jokes and Marvel humor, so whoever made that was retarded. But back to the IDW comics. So I haven't read too much of this, but there does sound like there's some great stuff in there, like All Hail Megatron and The Last Stand of the Wreckers. But after some research, I found out that that's only the first phase of the IDW comics. After that, it goes complete woke, where from remembering correctly, a team of Autobots led by Rodimus Prime are going out throughout space. And it's really woke, where there's non-binary and gay Autobots somehow. I don't even know how that works. This is what happens when you let woke lunatics get hold of a franchise. And it's not just the IDW comics either. You had that Netflix Kids Transformers show that would be introducing a modern generation to Transformers. And they brought in pronouns and non-binaries.
Nightshade's pronouns are they, them.
He or she just doesn't fit who I am.
My apologies. Please switch their piece.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Go screw yourself. The appeal for Transformers is the same appeal for Gundam and mecha manga and anime. Most men and kids like watching big robots punch each other and fight wars. It's as simple as that. Don't try to make it anything else. There's no pronouns. There's no being gay. Go screw yourself, you freak. And then you also had that new movie Bumblebee, which was just another piece of trash. Like, since when can Bumblebee not talk? The dude has a very distinct personality, and instead you stripped it away so you can make him a cute little thing that could be sold out to kids. The Autobots should be wielding machine guns in space, fighting wars. Every time a new movie or TV show is announced about Transformers, I get excited, but then I have to remind myself that we'll get crap like this. Optimus Prime and the Autobots are the main character. There's no time for humans, and there's no time for pronouns. And on a lighter and more hopeful note, the only thing that truly understands all of these things and the Transformers is the Energon universe comic reboot. Yeah, the comic isn't exactly born again. It's not some absolute masterpiece, but it's one of the only modern comics that I've read and actually went, this is surprisingly great. The guys who made this clearly have a love for G1 Transformers, which in my opinion is the only true Transformers. And I might do a full review of this comic in a different video, but it just proves that when you stick to the source material, like the original movie and cartoon, then people will actually enjoy it. And it's not just this. If you do with any movie or comic, if you stick to the comics and the source material, then people will respect you for it. There's a reason why this is selling well and people like it. It's because you're not going against the source material and you're not bringing in pronouns and making it woke. It's extremely simple, yet many people out there just can't follow this formula. And all I can say to end this video is that Transformers is something that I absolutely love, and I'm not alone in that. People all across the world adore these characters. Be it the comics or the games or the movies or the toys, Transformers is something that anybody can like. And once you stop doing that and you make it a franchise that only freaky gay woke people can like, then it will fail. So with the brand new Marvel compendiums being brought out so many new people can experience the Transformers and the Energon universe reboot, hopefully we can get a TV series or a movie that can really bring back the real Transformers. So if you like this video and you want to see more Transformers videos, do let me know. And if you're one of those retarded gay people who likes the new woke trash with all the pronouns and non-binaries, go complain to your boyfriend.
Megatron must be stopped, no matter the cost.
You got the time.